You guys know about the Zven went on Summoning Insight thing, right? Where he said that I slammed tables, right? I talked about this on my alt stream. So I'm only going to respond to it because it was something that he said, right? Zven isn't technically lying, right? He's technically not lying at C9, okay? But I know what he's referring to. I know what he's talking about. And I also know that technically it should still exist because everything gets recorded, right? What ended up happening is that we realized that, yes, Winsome was constantly having very, very late mythics as an enchanter, right? He was having very late mythics. And I realized it was because he was perma-buying 2 control words, no matter what, every single recall, and then he would just place them and it would actually die 5 seconds later. And I would ask him to defend the points, which he couldn't, right? Then one scrim after draft, go sit back down, we're all talking, etc. And normally what happens is all the coaches are in a circle, right? Half circle around the television. I ask Autumn and Revan about the control words that game, right? Autumn was supposed to be counting the control words. He said he wasn't doing it because he wasn't explicitly told to do it that game. And then I had asked Revan a question about doing some part of the review about one of the laners. I can't remember what it was. Both of them told me that they weren't doing it because they weren't explicitly told to do it before the draft or something like that. Even though I thought it was already just established, this is something we're going to keep doing until it's fixed. So when they basically just told me that they weren't doing anything, but just like watching the scrim almost as like observing, right? I got really pissed, and the same way that you guys see me on stream, I smack my desk. Like when you see me deal with like really toxic like chatters or something, I just smacked my desk with my 4 fingers extended, right? I smacked the desk that I'm sitting at, and I went to stand up, and Johnny, the team manager, is in like the kitchen cutoff, and he turns around like he thinks something is going to escalate or something is going to get bigger. Max waves his hand down at Johnny like it's fine, and then so it goes me, Zven in a chair, Max, Revan, and Autumn at the end. And Zven was there for that. So it was about Winsome's control wards, and then I got up and I went over towards like where the bathroom thing is, and I pressed my hand against the wall, and I was just tilted. Because it was like I don't know how long we were into the game at that point when I asked that question. And then I just started looking at I believe the monitor, because Summit's monitor was angled. So that's the only incident thing where that happened. But that's the only thing that happened. Like, but the problem is that people take the statement that he made, which again is not wholly untrue, right? I did smack a table, right? But it's interpreted like I'm like fucking like monkey ooga ooga, like banging on the table or like shaking it, or like while Winsome's there that I'm fucking shaking it and whatever. And then there was other times where after reviews would end, I would just bring Winsome over to my table alone because I was worried that he felt embarrassed to speak openly in front of the other players, especially because of Korean culture, right? So after the group review would end, I would ask Winsome to just come over one-on-one and talk one-on-one so that he would feel more comfortable. Because one, I'm considerably older than him. He's a very young kid. This is his first like actual pro team. And he probably feels like he's letting his team down. So I just talked with Winsome one-on-one. We went through all the control words of like 2 games in a row, and we just talked one-on-one. I don't know who was there for that one, but that was a very frequent occurrence too. So it just doesn't make any